I'm Grace, the event director of APLF. Yeah. So and also the David Bondi, also our director of APLF and senior vice president of Inform Markets in Asia. It's such an honor to have Mr. Wancharan Singh, the chairman of Thai Tanning Associations, Thai Tanning Industry Association, to join us in this online press conference.
I am the Suwachai Wongcharan, the president of Thai Tanning Association. Then, actually, I also working in the tannery. My tannery, actually, we produce from the rawhide to finished good and supply to the shoe, to the brand Adidas or Timberland, something like that. We are the biggest in Thailand, my tannery. So I am the president of Thai Tanning for 6 years already, and should be have 2 elections for the next year. And against that, I'm really happy that APLF need to have some event in Bangkok. I'm really happy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Without further delay, I think let's kick off the press conference. Now I pass the time to David Bondi to make the speech.
Thank you, Grace. And I hope we have a lot of friends and media online today. And I would say good morning for the one in Europe and good afternoon for those who are attending from Asia. Today we'll make some important announcements about our trade fairs, and I will hold a Q&A session for the media at the end of this presentation. There will be probably some questions related to our announcements today. I am accompanied by, in Hong Kong, by our APLF director, Grace Lee, that you all know. But first of all, I would like to talk about the situation of the All China Leather Exhibition, ACLE. The fair is due to be held at the end of August in Shanghai, as we all know. And Shanghai has been in a strict lockdown and quarantine since the beginning of April. And it's only now, just now, this week, that restrictions are being eased. So actually, Shanghai, the government has just released 50 action points to accelerate and revitalize the economy in Shanghai. And we hope ACLE will be held in late August as scheduled. However, this with the current Chinese COVID policy, at best, ACLE will take place as a local event. Once again, we have to take it locally. APLF 2023 is the big question mark. And after our most recent event, the special edition of APLF in Dubai, we were extremely gratified by the positive feedback from both exhibitors and buyers who attended the fair. This was due in part to the need of the industry to meet once again on a personal basis and not be limited anymore to virtual online meetings, to which the leather sector has failed to adapt itself. The main disappointment in Dubai was the absence of visitors from Asia Pacific, APAC, the region which has always been such an important element of the APLF in Hong Kong. On a positive note, the fair in Dubai opened new markets in the Indian subcontinent and in Africa. It would have been even more effective if the conflict in Ukraine had not erupted 5 weeks before the inauguration of the show. As a fair organizer, we learned a lot from our experience in Dubai, and even more from the detailed survey carried out post-events, so that we might judge the reactions and feedback from both exhibitors and visitors, which on balance turned to be pretty favorable. Positive points for Dubai: uniqueness of the city, ease of travel, light COVID restrictions, modern exhibition center, successful business matching, all combined to make APLF Dubai a successful event when considering the challenging circumstances under which it took place. After careful analysis on the on-site survey carried out during APLF in Dubai, and taking into consideration the uncertainty surrounding the strict COVID policy, including an ongoing city quarantine and travel restrictions on international travelers arriving in Hong Kong, being implemented by the Hong Kong authorities and the Chinese government for Chinese industry people traveling in and out from China to Hong Kong, there was little choice but to return to Dubai for the 2023 fair. This is armed with this knowledge and experience that we have taken the decision to return to APLF in 2023 to the World Trade Center in Dubai, and the dates are 13 to 15 of March 2023. Exhibitors need certainty that the fair will take place. And this was our primary concern when taking the decision to hold APLF in 2023 in Dubai again. They need sufficient time to set their strategy ahead of the event. And as a second edition in the Middle East Business Hub, we are confident that APLF will succeed, especially now that travelers from Southeast Asian countries can travel once again. And now I would like to pass the time to Grace to introduce APLF's brand new special edition. So Grace, please go ahead.
Thank you, David. Since 2019, when APLF was last held in Hong Kong, face-to-face access to the buyers from China and Southeast Asia has been limited due to the travel restrictions and quarantine to the international travelers. And now the 10 nations ASEAN bloc has reopened for business. With Bangkok at its commercial hub, this city will host a special edition of APLF from 19 to 21 October at the new Queen Sirikit National Convention Center in the central of Bangkok. This is a brand new, ultra-modern exhibition facilities and will set to open in the coming September. APLF ASEAN's mission is to serve the global leather fashion industries as a business platform. We are acting as quickly as possible to ensure our exhibitors have access once again to the key buyers from Southeast Asia. APLF ASEAN will be in a 3-in-1 format with the trade fair covering leather, materials plus fashion access. We estimate that there will be approximately 300 exhibitors in Hall 1 and 2 of Convention Center with 11,500 square meters of space. With the restricted access to the international suppliers for more than 3 years, we are confident that buyers from the region will grasp the opportunity to visit the professional business platform offered by the APLF in Bangkok. And in this way, fulfill their sourcing requirements by meeting known and new suppliers. Flight time to Thailand capital to ASEAN neighborhoods are on the average about 1 to 3 hours. So there will not be any jet-lagged contenders nor complicated COVID or entry requirements. Why do we choose ASEAN? ASEAN is a very fast expanding trade bloc consisting of 10 member countries. Some of these countries are a regional leather circle and together create a strong transaction hub of leather and leather goods. ASEAN's top-class leather community counts for over $2.5 billion imports of rawhide, skin, leather, a number closely equivalent to China, and over $0.3 billion export of articles of leather, saddlery, harness, and travel goods and handbags. ASEAN actually is the third largest economy in Asia after China and Japan, has a total GDP growth for 2022 is forecast at 5.5% by IMF. At the APLF ASEAN Meet will be its unique exhibition concept. Meet exhibition concept, namely matching, education, experience, and trade show. The trade show will integrate with the fashion and education elements so as to a complete rounded experience for both buyers and exhibitors. Exhibitors and buyers can join the different themes sessions in the Business Matching Cafe, where a variety of education conferences, workshops, seminars are designed for the different types of audiences. Experimental area for trending areas of fall winter 2023-24 fashion trends, the leather making VR technology, the leather art pieces appreciations, and worldwide exhibitors will also gather in a new trade show showcasing their latest collections and technologies. And this is the first time APLF has ventured away from Hong Kong to be held in another major cities in Asia. It is an ideal opportunity for international suppliers of whole leather supply chain to rekindle and strengthen their business ties in these important economic regions of Asia. The results of our decision to hold the APLF ASEAN in Bangkok this October has secured the support and endorsement of the Thai Tanning Industry Association and the Vietnam Leather Footwear and Handbag Association, LAFASO. On behalf of APLF and its board of directors, I would like to extend our thanks to these two associations. APLF team looks very much to working with them in the coming months to ensure that APLF ASEAN is a complete success for both exhibitors and buyers. Now, I would like to invite the presidents of Thai Tanning Industry Associations to say a few words, and we will move on to the Q&A session. Mr. Vancharansin, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning for the Europe side. I am the Suwachai Wongcharansin, the president of Thai Tanning Industry Association. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to address this international press conference for this official launch of APLF ASEAN in our capital city of Bangkok. Thai Tanning Industrial Association has attended APLF in Hong Kong as a national pavilion for decades. We missed the show in the past 3 years due to the pandemic. We are very pleased that APLF chose Bangkok to launch its special Asian edition. It will be an ideal opportunity for us to have direct participation in APLF events again and reunion with APLF community, local and international buyers. One of TTIA's stage objective is to promote and support trade shows at domestic and international level to the benefit our member APLF ASEAN in Bangkok will allow us to fulfill this objective. In addition, this will also ensure that new commercial contacts are made on a face-to-face basis. Established customer can be seen once again, and this important relationship can be consolidated at the fair. We are convinced that APLF ASEAN in Bangkok will not only be a commercial success, but will also promote and strengthen the leather sector in the ASEAN region after business was slowed down during the pandemic. We look forward to collaborating with the organizers so as to attract quality buyer and exhibitor to this special APLF ASEAN event in Bangkok. Thank you again, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Vacharansin. Thank you very much. And it will be followed by the Q&A sessions. Yeah, please raise your hands if you have any question regarding our trade shows or our coming new development of the shows. Stephen.
Hello, Grace.
Hello, good to see you.
Thank you. I wanted to ask, of the 300 exhibitors that you said that you hope will attend APLF ASEAN in Bangkok, do you anticipate that people would go from outside Asia and be exhibitors there? Do you anticipate that people would go from Europe or from the Americas or from Africa as visitors? So exhibitors and visitors, do you expect people to travel to Bangkok from all over the world?
We anticipate to have suppliers as our exhibitors from Europe, from America, and also from Asia. As for the visitors, I would think mainly will coming from ASEAN, because for nowadays, people tend to travel within less than 6 hours flight. So for the African coming to Bangkok, probably we don't expect that many people will come. Of course, we welcome all our international visitors to come to the shows, but be more realistic, our focus will very much focus on the ASEANs. As mentioned in David's speech, it is because we don't have the shows in Asia in the last 3 years. So that's the gap for them to meet. Thank you. So please raise your hands so that we can see who.
Abdul Raf Siddiqui.
Hi, Mr. Siddiqui. Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have a question for Mr. Mr. David. How do you see the increasing inflation worldwide and its impact on the organizing these events and as well as on the leather industry?
Well, I'm not that qualified to answer this question, as I'm not from the tanning industry, but more from the exhibition industry. But what I observed is that inflation is rising all over the place. And that's a concern. I hope it's just a temporary inflation, but it looks like it's trending for a longer time. It will have some consequences on the industry, and not only this industry, but many industries. But it's hard to say what kind of impact it's going to have on the leather industry. You would be more qualified to answer this question, maybe.
And how did you find the hospitality and the weather in Dubai, and the general expense for a trade visitor?
In Dubai, you said we didn't have that foreign visitors. Is that your point?
Yes.
Well, I think for Dubai, we had the best show we could have at a period of time where COVID is such a complex issue for traveling. Many people came, not as many as we wanted, and not from Asia, that's very clear, but the people stay longer. And that was interesting to see that instead of staying 1 day or 2 days, many of them stayed 3 days. They had long sessions and long meetings, and the feedback we had from exhibitors in general, of course, there were some disappointments, but in general, overall was positive.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm browsing the hands.
May I have one question, ma'am?
Yeah. Mr. Ahmed, yes, please go ahead.
Yes. Thank you. First of all, good afternoon to everybody. I have one question. We need, from Pakistan, PTA, we organize our own booths, and we buy the large space and then do the construction. My first question is that is it the same policy before having in Hong Kong? And the second one is, because this fair is a very new fair, so first time. So what there will be a reduced large space cost or some discount or low price so that have a more bigger pavilion, Pakistan pavilion in that.
Yeah. Let me answer this question. APLF ASEAN's, it's a new location for the show, but the APLF is not the new show at all. And in the past 3 decades, there's many ASEAN visitors and buyers coming to Hong Kong to visit the APLF. So we have a very good connection with the industries in this part of the world. So moving the show to Bangkok because we cannot have the shows in Hong Kong for the time being. So whether the price will be less than the Hong Kong, we already adjust the stand rentals for 2022 of October, because we also consider the marketing budget of our exhibitors for joining additional shows. Yes, there will be some incentive offer to our exhibitors. Responding to your question regarding the construction of the stands, we will make it easy for all our exhibitors to having these shows in Bangkok. So we will assist them to find to offer the package that is make it easy for any pavilions or any exhibitors to join the shows.
Okay, and the other thing is the APLF normal Hong Kong you will also host next year. This year you have hosted in Dubai. It will be started in the. It will start in the Hong Kong from next year.
We're happy if we can. I think that in David's speech, he already made the announcement saying in next March 2023, the show will still happen in Dubai for 1 more year.
Okay.
And in addition to this, if during the coming months we see an opportunity to host APLF in Hong Kong in 2023 later in the year, then we will consider it and we will talk with the industry partner associations and media, and we will check if it's a good solution. But it won't be in March 23 because we have to commit and people want clarity. They need to set up their plans because they are launching their new series. And so we committed to Dubai for March. Now, we don't know how fast is it going to be to reopen Hong Kong and to reopen mainland China. It's important to go to Hong Kong also because we have a direct access to mainland China. If we don't have the access to mainland China, Hong Kong is still a very attractive place, but lose a bit of its potential. So that's what we are scrutinizing, and we are very anxious and excited to know when is it going to reopen. We know it's going to reopen, but we don't know when. So that's the reason why we announced Dubai today, and we announced a special edition in Bangkok together with the support of the Thai Tanning Association.
Okay. Thank you.
So, yeah. Any questions? Well, I don't know who raised the hand first. Okay, let's give a chance to. It's the hand. Oh yes, right. Matthew, how are you? Good to see you.
Hi everybody. Perhaps better introduce myself. No, I'm probably not all of you are familiar with our organizations. My name is Matteo Scarpara. I'm head of global trade in Italian Footwear Manufacturing Associations. We have been, of course, been known for a long time.
Yes.
APLF used to be also in the years when I was not working in these organizations. We even used to be exhibitors. We were considering, since we had some companies joining your last Dubai show, APLF, with some interesting results, we were considering the idea for next March. The only thing I wanted to ask, do you have any expectations from of course, we are more interested in the fashion access section. That's what we're interested in. Are you expect to have an increase in this area? And which are your expectations for fashion access sections in Bangkok for October? That would be interesting for us to know.
Okay. You know, the Bangkok actually is a very important fashion hub for ASEAN countries. Not only ASEAN country, but also for Asian countries. For fashion access, I think I think some years ago, we also bring our exhibitors to the ASEAN countries such as Bangkok, Singapore, and Indonesia to make the small event like the pop-up events. So we bring the fashion access exhibitor to different ASEAN countries to experience to meet the retailer in those countries. I think this time we are not only bring a small group of the fashion assets exhibitor, we are actually put the shows over there. Then we attract the retailers from Bangkok, from Singapore, from Japan, Korea to come to the show to meet our supplier of fashion accessories. So we think this is a very good opportunity for our exhibitors to open the new markets, to see the retailers and designers from these regions. For fashion access, those are the plan we are going to do. On top of the education program that we want to attract more end users to come to understand leather, but also we want to attract a retailer to come to the shows.
And if I may add, Grace, Dubai, because it was also your question, Matteo, Dubai was quite of a success and it was one of our surprises. We had a good return of satisfaction level from participants in the fashion access in Dubai. So we believe it's going to grow. And it's a good hub for fashion access at the moment. So yes, we are confident we can grow this.
You said 13th to 15th of March, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And sorry, and Bangkok is October 19, 21st?
Correct.
This year already, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stephen?
Thanks, Grace. Just quickly, I think you and David Bondi have both explained very well the difference in audience that you expect between APLF ASEAN in Bangkok and then APLF 2023 in Dubai. I want to ask, which sort of company do you expect to attend both, if any?
Because two shows are very different in terms of the visitorship. So I would say the exhibitors can join the both shows. But of course, exhibiting company have their own focus on which market is most important to them. So I would not say which kind of the exhibitor will join both. It really depends. It is only the decision of each company. However, as a fair organizer, we see the opportunity. We see that there's an opportunity to set up the platform, and we just grasp it and invite the exhibitor to come together with us.
Yeah, and if I may add, Grace, Stephen, you know, there is no other way to really tap into the Asian markets so far, because we were not able to attract Asia to Dubai, and they were not flying in Europe in any way as well. So it's quite of an opportunistic approach, and that's why we name it Special Edition, because we don't think we're going to stay very long. We would like to make it rotating. Bangkok is a great hub for that, and we think it's one of the best locations at the moment in Asia. It's not very expensive for people to attend. It's quite cost effective, and the venue we choose is downtown. The Queen Sirikit venue is just brand new, renovated. It's next to the international hotels. It's very easy, very convenient. And the last point is the team wanted to enhance the offer. So there will be a lot of matchmaking guaranteed into the package. So you exhibit, but you also have the meetings. So to answer your points, it's quite different. And Grace explained exactly the differences for visitors and exhibitors. Whoever really wants to tap in Asia, that's the opportunity for 2022.
Yeah. Normally in the in APLF shows in Hong Kong, we have over 1,000 exhibiting companies, and I think only close to 50% of them were exhibited in Dubai, and some of them because they only want to see the Asian buyers, you know. So for those didn't come to Dubai, this is a very good opportunity for them to come to APLF ASEAN. Thank you. Any more questions from the floor?
Yes, may I have one more question?
Yes, please.
Yes. Because the Hong Kong, Bangkok is near to the Hong Kong, only 2 hours difference. So why you are making Dubai as a station? Because Dubai we have visited, we have this year, and Dubai is not a very. I don't think too many people are coming to Dubai. If you have one APLF which is going on for many years in Hong Kong, and you should do the same fare in the Bangkok, it is convenient to everybody, and one fare can be become larger until there is no replacement for the Hong Kong. Hong Kong is the best place, but if you make one fare in the Bangkok, the same APLF, that is my opinion, that will be more, because the people will confuse, either they will go to the Bangkok or they will go to the Dubai next year. This is my question.
Yeah. Eventually, APLF will come back to Hong Kong for sure. So either the Bangkok or Dubai, in our mind, is still temporary. Why we go back to Dubai again? Because this year, APLF Dubai is quite a success. And our exhibitors also familiar these locations and the facilities, and it will make it easy for them to come back to Dubai for one more time. So that's why we still come back to Dubai rather than to bring them to another new venue. And why not to come to Bangkok again? There's a lot of restriction for us to make the decision like this. The venue availability, time slot. In Bangkok, the venue also very, they have very full booking. So this not leave us many flexibility to make the decision by organizer themselves. So that's my answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And please feel free to contact our marketing team if you have further questions. We will be happy to answer. Today's press conference will end here. And thank you very much for attending our press conference. And after this conference, we will send a press release out to each medias and associations. We welcome you to come to Bangkok and see us again. We're happy to see you 2 times in a year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, David. Bye-bye. See you in Bangkok.
Yes. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.